live stream. I'm Bill DiNicola, joined by Cody Huskins, and it is a big show tonight, Cody, because we have the director of one of the movies you have coming out soon, The Grind. It's a Texas Chainsaw fan film. We want to welcome on Clarence Adams. Clarence from South Carolina, thank you so much for joining us tonight. How are you doing tonight, bud?
Fantabulous.
Awesome.
That'll work. Now, one of the big things, and if you were looking at the graphic, Cody, we have a big announcement that we need to go ahead and make. And if you want to go ahead and do the honors,
absolutely,
because your last name's on the show.
Yeah, we're going to actually introduce the star of Freddy vs. Jason Dreamscape. Clarence Adams is going to be our Freddy Krueger, everybody.
Boom.
Let's hear some cheers out there.
It is official. Breaking news. Yeah. Clarence Adams will play Freddy Krueger in the upcoming Freddy vs. Jason Dreamscape film that we're all been working on for a number of years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be me.
Absolutely. Now, Clarence, you honestly,
we are thrilled to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive, Freddy. His costume, his outfit is just fantastic, and I was like, wow. And I didn't even realize it till you started putting out these shorts you've been putting out, these little trailers or little skits. And I was like, wow, you really have, you brought that to the table with Freddy. I mean, looks great.
There ain't nothing wrong with having some Freddy in there now.
Yeah.
Now, talking just about how you came upon just the whole backstory, just to kind of introduce you to our viewers and everyone out there. Just going into your background, how you got into making movies.
Oh man, really? All that?
We don't have any commercials this hour. We're good. We got some time. You can talk.
Or anything like that, unless people would just get up and walk away. But it all started. I was doing pictures and stuff for Angel and Amy Cody. Angel Bradford and Amy Cody, and they've been posting their stuff a lot. And then they also kind of recommended me to Josh Adams when he was doing the movie or writing the script out for The Grind. And he said he was looking for a DP, and he decided, hey, I really love the way you capture some of your photography, and I've seen some of your videos. I like to see how you would be on set with being a DP. And I said, sure, I'll come along on this project. That's not a big deal. And we went from that and started filming The Grind, and met Cody, which was a pleasure in meeting Cody, because without Cody, he was the backbone of the actual film itself. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't really have anything. I made sure I stuck to my guns and kept him on set the entire time, regardless of what anyone would say. And that took the brunt of everything. So being in law enforcement, private military contracting, and military basically is like, I don't give a crap what anybody has to say. I'm gonna make sure the job gets done, because I hate slackers. So,
exactly.
But really got into doing the horror stuff is I was a haunt actor for so long at a haunted house in Bishopville, South Carolina, called Creepy Hollow Haunted House in Bishopville, South Carolina, where I started playing as Michael Myers, and I went from one character to another, from Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Ghostface, Leatherface, Jason. Not a big Jason like Cody over there, but it's a Jason Nugget, I guess you can call it. But
little Jace.
Yeah, me. But yeah, that's kind of how I ran into Cody. Was started off where Josh Adams seen the pictures I did of Amy and Angel.
And we want to welcome everyone who's joining us via the chat rooms. We can see your name if you're posting on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, we cannot see your name, but we definitely do want to get you in the conversation. Paul, Nada, thanks so much. You're always on following us, but good evening to you too. Great news. Yeah, we're excited about it.
Yeah,
Now
absolutely.
we've oh, he's going to put the hat on too. We're going to make it official now.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not going to say we casted you because you had a good fedora, but it doesn't hurt.
It's still weather.
Yeah, the women go wild with the fedora.
Yeah.
So talking about playing a bunch of different characters in the haunts, was there one you say is more fun to play at the haunt?
Yeah, my actual original character, called Bash the Clown, where I can go make fun of anybody and everybody.
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty good at that.
It's cool.
Yeah, clowns skeeve a lot of people out. Now we're talking about how you guys came to be, how all of this came to be, but it was really the grind was the kind of the middle ground of all that. Now you talk a little bit about things kind of blowing up and having to just focus on the mission, getting everything done, finishing the film. It's certainly kind of the mindset me and Cody have been on the last I don't know, year or so, trying to maneuver around a lot of obstacles in the way of the completion of the film to finally get to a point where we can be working and we can have people that we really have a good common ground with, have a good core working relationship with, to work with them and finish the film. When you guys were working on it, essentially you had something that was scripted, and then some of the key components, air travel issues, some other issues, a lot of those key components weren't there. So you had some of the people and some of the ingredients that were laid out to make what was on the paper, and you guys kind of had to just figure a newer version of the movie out almost on the fly. What was your process with that, Clarence? Like, what do you kind of focus on going through when you've already come to a realization, okay, we can't make this movie, but we have to make a movie?
It was definitely tough because what can I say? I don't want to sound like any measures, but things. But when things kind of got messed up and started backpedaling, my right hand man that was supposed to have been there was being ushered in other directions. So I really didn't have anybody to do continuity on the script for me. And he kind of just jumped ship to take care of other obligations, which I understand is not a big deal. But he was the one that I needed to basically shine off of if I'm going to do anything. He was going to be the assistant director or the director at the time. So when he left, that left me with the cast. That was it. The DP with the cast. And I'm like, well, here we go. What do we do? And instead of sitting there twiddling our thumbs, because the day before we already filmed Brett Wagner with Frank Lopez. And so we already got it started. There's no turning back now. Like, Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. They've gone too far to get their keys, too far. But the situation's like, well, we got to do this because now we already got Brett's stuff. He's already here. And here we have Frank Lopez. He's paid so much money to be in this film, and I don't want to let nobody down. And I'm like, well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to do what we have to, and we are missing some key people, and we need to make this story make sense. And so I brought my special effects makeup artist, Kelsey Baker, with me, and she was kind enough to jump in where I needed her at any capacity whatsoever. She actually filled a spot that kind of tied a lot of things together.
Even acted, yeah.
Yeah, she jumped in there, did what I needed her to do without really any direction other than, hey, I need you to do this, make this happen, and basically we're going to shoot this as we go and make it make sense. And then, of course, still kind of marry off of the original script to kind of fill the gaps. But like I said, it was definitely a difficult transition not having key people in the that knew more about it than I did at the time. But like I said, once things started going, it's like, I'm here to make a film, and I don't like going in any mission, failing any mission.
Right.
Worked with, a lot of military people, special forces, different countries and stuff as a bomb technician. If you fail, you become dead. So we don't do that. And so I just took it and ran with it. And the only other person I could really fall back on was the cast. And we were all in agreement with everything. Because when we looked at the script, it was like, this is the direction that we need to go. Everybody else was basically there, had my back, and we had a great time with what we had, minus the little hiccups. But like I said, I wouldn't let Cody go nowhere, because if he wanted to or not, I wasn't going to let him go nowhere.
Well, and you had a convergence of people, because it was shot, in Irwin, where Cody is from, but you'd made the trip over the mountains from Bishopville to Eastern Tennessee. Amy, Cody would have been up from like Wilmington, that area. So, everyone made a trek. Brett Wagner flew in from across the country, and a good portion was used to make sure he could get there. You could have that sort of celebrity in the film to help with the promotion of it, but also just on the set, having that sort of presence, someone who's got the experience of it. But at some point when everything is falling apart, who's ever there has got to be the ones to pick it up and go for it. We've got Tyler Thornton, and he's asking to hear your Freddy voice, but I don't want to just drop you on that immediately. So I'm going to say someone has requested it, and we can get to the request line later, but that has been requested.
I don't
but
phone in.
I assume my Freddy would just something the word bitch, but yeah, that's the nuance of Freddy. He's got the phone call going.
Yeah, kiss me through
But when you get to a point, it is about getting it done, because what you don't want to have happen is, people have had to adjust to different plans and things changing, but you're still there, you're still on the set, and you weren't going to be the ones to say, well, okay, I have every excuse not to make this happen. I'm just going to ride with the wave and, hey, I guess we're not making it. Oh, well, we tried. Best of luck next time. But no, you guys got it done, and that was awesome. It was great to hear about, everything that was happening, because, this was at a time where we were on an extended hiatus with Dreamscape, after we had some issues with just not getting things shot for periods of time, and then just running out of time. And then at the point we were we were going by what someone else was saying in terms of being able to finish the film on a period of time, and then these things. And then that person kind of kept all the info centralized. So we didn't know how bad it was when we're showing up on set to do everything we were asked to do. And we don't know like all the things running around. So, me and Cody, I think we were short extras. So this will probably be played at the trial. But so we had about 3 hours before the shoot. We needed extras. So we literally went to a mall and started going up to people, random strangers, saying, hey, little girl, you want to be in a movie? And it worked.
Yeah, we got quite a few people.
Way too much, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But it was a we need this, we need that. So anything we could get done, we got done. It just just worked out that the amount of stuff we wanted to get shot that night, where everyone had converged in one spot to get it all shot, it was out the gate. Just everything that could go wrong went wrong, and it was an unfortunate night. But it was happy to hear someone in a similar situation managed to really pull through and get everything in. So one of the things we do know is we're going to be premiering the Grind trailer coming up at Carolina Fear Fest. That's in Raleigh, North Carolina, May 26th to May 29th. So we will have a premiere there. We're working on a couple of things. Brett Wagner's going to be there, of course. Clarence will be there. Cody, myself, a couple other people. So we'll all be there, and we're working on getting panels set up. so that we can show the trailer, talk about that project and everything going on there. And then we'll have some more Freddy versus Jason Dreamscape updates. So it'll be a lot of us meeting, talking to people, promoting some films. But what we do have tonight, guys, is we have some slides from the grind. And Cody, you might have glanced at these, but I want to pop these up, and we'll just kind of go one by one. It's a slideshow that I control. So the first one we have is this is Brett Wagner before any massive head trauma.
That's not,
Yeah.
that's me.
Oh, yeah, you're a man of 1,000 faces. Your beard looks different.
Yeah.
And that's a cool framing. He's like looking out a window. You have the door in there, but that's a cool shot.
Yeah, it is.
Through the back door of the trailer that he was coming into, and basically talking like, hey, Frank sent me just looking for gas, and then he's still trying to look in to see if anybody's home. That was from that segment when he actually came up to the house.
And then the next one we've got Leatherface. Was it putting on makeup? What do you got going on there, Cody?
I'm actually trying to feed her. That's Amy.
Yeah, it's Amy Cody. He's just trying to give her a little bit of food because it's like part of the dinner scene.
Yeah.
I like the lighting on that. That is cool.
Yeah,
so
that looks really good. That mask by Josh Perry was really good. Really good mask. And I believe Clarence has it.
No, I actually took some promotional shots of it for Josh Perry, and did some really good shots for it. So when we do like an editorial at the end of the film, I can really showcase the mask because, I mean, in the film, it's grungy and grimy. You don't really get to see the great detail and the hard work that Josh Perry put into it.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that, hey, for somebody that donated something that big and that significant into the film, that
absolutely
he got shot.
And it was a one-of-a-kind mask, too. It was made specifically for the grind.
I think we have a better look at it coming up, but it's not the next one. Oh, no,
yeah, it's that one. That's it right there.
Yeah, that is.
That's good old Cody there coming down the hallway where his shoulders were touching either side of the hallway.
Yeah, I want to mention, too, we filmed at my grandmother's property. And that trailer is a little bitty trailer, and that little hallway I couldn't hardly fit in it. So
it was a single wide with quotation marks.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, they've had that trailer since the 70s, and I was a little kid in the 80s running back and forth in that hallway.
Yeah. 80s as a little kid, you still touching each side of that daggone hallway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, and then the 90s hit, and I was dragging my shoulders on the hallway. But that is and the look on it too. This is really cool stuff. So these are some of the shots we have from the grind trailer that's going to be premiering in a month, Carolina Fear Fest, and then here we got Cody with the Saws family.
Yeah, the Saw is family.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You can guess what I'm getting ready to do right there.
Well, all it looks like is Amy yelling at it. Says Saw his family.
Yeah. It's a pep rally.
Yeah.
It's actually a sharper image massager chainsaw.
Hey, there's about like the behind the scenes stuff about that chainsaw that maybe we could talk about at the panel if people are interested in that.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I was actually fixing to talk about it, but now we'll wait.
Yeah, no, save it.
Yeah, we'll save it for the panel.
I've heard some of the chainsaw stories.
The magical chainsaw. That's all I gotta say.
And then here we got is that Terrence?
Yeah.
So we got the hitchhiker.
Yeah. So Terrence right here is playing Nubbins, and that's when he snatches up Kelsey when she's looking for her friends. So he just came out of nowhere and kind of blindsided her.
That was in the back of my grandmother's back of the trailer where it's woods, she's got a wooded area in the back.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever seen Cody Grandma's house, how creepy it looks in the back. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's Cody's grandma.
You can ask Hey, Bill, you can ask Clarence. He's seen my grandmother's property in the back up. Clarence, isn't there like old dolls hanging from the trees and stuff like that? Like,
Got B footage of that. Kind of
yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
where it's got these like sewn dolls just hanging from like an old falling apart swing set, and it's just like
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's I guess
here.
it's like a weird, creepy thing most other times, but if you're shooting a Texas Chainsaw movie,
It's perfect. It's
perfect thing to have hanging around.
Fantastic then.
And then I think this is the scene you talked about that you shot on the first day. You got
Yeah, with Frank Lopez and Brett Wagner. This is where Brett's motorcycle kind of runs out of gas, and he's coming into the backside of a store that's out in the middle of nowhere and trying to see where a gas station is. And he runs into Frank, and he has his little conversation, and that's where it kind of goes from there.
and then we got one more, Cody. I think there's one more after this. That's a cool look.
That's a
And
gnarly.
then just go to the end with, yeah, it's a migraine.
Now, Kelsey did a really good job on that prosthetic.
Yeah, she did. It's really good.
She, like I said, she was a jack of all trades for me on the film. If it wasn't for her, I don't think we really would have had the leverage to finish the film like we should.
Yeah, she wore many hats. That's for sure.
That's for sure. I'm so glad that she decided that she was going to go up there with me to be part of it. And she is, like I said, when it came down to whatever I needed for, she knocked it out of the park. Clearly with Brett's prosthetic on his head. I mean, you couldn't tell if that was.
Yeah.
No, that looks as real as it can be.
And I'm making sure to leave that up there for a sec because you just get to, you know, this is not one of those, this is a still shot. It's not moving. It's not going anywhere. You have a picture that shows the level of the gore, the detail. That is a gaping head wound that holds up in the world of gaping head wounds.
Yeah, because I was really like impressed. Well, it like showcased on the camera, and not many practical effects or even prosthetics look good on camera if you stay on it too long.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud to do like a snapshot of her work with Brett, and it's like people need to see that because she did really amazing on it.
Yes, she did.
And
Very good.
All up in Brett's face, you can tell that's a prosthetic. It looked that good.
Yeah, it's really good work. All right, so those are some of the stills from the grind. Again, the trailer coming out, Carolina Fear Fest in less than a month.
Yeah.
So we had a couple of comments. First off, we got Tony's watching. Tony, good to see you.
Tony.
We're watching you, Tony.
Yeah, we're watching you.
Put that down. And so Skylar Thornton, are you still looking at a summer release? Both movies, no, not currently. The trailer for The Grind will be out in about a month, and then don't have a set release date for The Grind yet. That's one of those that we have a lot of different things moving, and I think everyone is aware of when the spooky season starts, so it wouldn't be terrible if things work out to do it there, but we do not have a release date for The Grind or for Freddy versus Jason Dreamscape. And again, the big thing is not to overpromise, and then you say a but and mess everything up. But me and Cody were talking about we think, end of this year, beginning of next year would be a good goal to set for Freddy versus Jason Dreamscape. We'll see kind of how things go, and we will keep you updated on that. As soon as we can have dates, we'll have them out there. But what you don't want to do is, if you ever sat down and try to look at editing a movie, okay, and then you imagine, all the little things that have to go in, the sound, the color correction, all the pieces you have to put together, and then you throw on top of that, you have a job, and you're not an editor. You have an actual job that you have to go to and do. Yeah. And then you have any sort of other commitment before you decide to make the movie, I don't know, a family or any sort of thing. So it's one of those that it is, you want to put as much time as you can into things, but you can't guarantee, like, I would love to work on it 3 hours a night. Yeah, sure. But you'd need like 36 hours in the day to pull that off. So the last thing you want to do is say, hey, September blah, it's going to be out. And then September blah shows up and it's like, hey guys, I'm sorry. The only thing you're apologizing for is you prematurely said when the date was. So we will, of course, keep you all posted on everything. But that's Skylar Thornton asking that question about a summer release. The short answer is no, but it's not for lack of trying, and we will keep you updated as soon as we get to that.
Sound about right. It'll come. Get over it.
Like it's one of those, like we appreciate the fans and everyone. We know you're interested in, and it is awesome. I guess one of the things you take for granted is when you are, a movie follower, you follow movies and you see a movie comes out, but the second you hear about it coming out, the date it's coming out. That's largely because the movie's already been shot. Oh, there's Leatherface.
Yeah.
And Cody,
you wore in the kill scenes.
Okay, that's the kill scene mask. Oh, okay. You didn't get Josh Perry's special mask, did you?
No, I got this one.
Okay, I can't remember who got that mask.
So was it to keep the blood off of the other mask?
Yeah,
is that where you have a kill scene mask?
That's my kill scene mask right there.
Yeah, this is the kill scene mask. It's still got all the nice blood. And
yeah, it still has the movie blood on it.
What? Not to give anything away, but what would you say the body count is in this one? Is it one of those like 2 or 3? Or you got a couple more in there?
Enough.
Yeah, I was had to think. Was there?
That's really the answer. You lost count. That's the real answer. But that's good. That means there is enough. Because if you can't say there was boom, boom, and boom, 3. No.
Yeah.
There's plenty good ones.
Yeah, there's definitely some good ones in there, and I don't want to say nobody's names or anybody's characters.
Yeah.
Like, you already gave all it away, so why would we want to watch it? Just watch the dang movie when it comes out, and that's all.
Then you can say like so and so was a trooper because when we offed that person, it was a rough night, or
we all offed ourselves. That's how.
There was Kool-Aid. No chainsaws were used.
Yeah.
We made a Midsommar version of last Chainsaw in Paris, Texas Chainsaw. Yeah.
A bad Subway sandwiches. That's what it was.
We said 12 inches. It was 10 and a half.
They shorted me. Don't like that.
But in terms of the kills, one of the things we're currently working on, because essentially in Freddy versus Jason, there's a mechanism where we kind of have a smorgasbord set up towards the end of the movie. And you don't want to not do a kill that you think you can pull off that you've thought about. Because I know one of the things that would my non-movie making friends, I'd always have to preface it because I would just think of a kill randomly, like sitting out back on a Friday night, having some cocktails or something. And then I'll just say, it'd be really cool if we took someone's head and then put it, and they're like, what? But, they knew by then that I was talking about movie kills. Then you'd have mixed company thinking, this guy's a lunatic. We need to leave quickly and not let him out of our sight. But coming up with some of the kills, being able to see what you can pull off, that's one of the things that's been really, I guess, cool, or the real cool thing about making horror movies is you get to really get in there and you're playing in those spots as all the greats, seeing what you can do and what you can bring to the table. Do you have any kills floating around in your head in mind? Don't give anything away, but any kills in mind that you would like to bring to Dreamscape?
Oh yeah, I got quite a few of them. I'm always thinking of fresh kills and some original ones where people says, "Oh, you just copied so and so." Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah,
I have some. Funny thing is, without getting into too much detail of my military history, I've seen some wild stuff in my life. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I got into the horror genre is because, a lot of military personnel have PTSD and they see a lot of bad stuff. So when you get into horror and you start doing practical effects and special effects and just gore, period, it kind of numbs it from what you've seen from real life versus movie. If you're be able to recreate it, it kind of numbs it where it's not like real. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and it helps, and that's the reason why it's like, you know, a lot of my military buddies end up going to drugs, alcohol, or any prescription kind of medication to numb their PTSD. And I found horror and arts, because these chairs you see behind me on that, I build those.
Yeah. Filmmaking. Yeah.
Just paintings back here you see, I painted.
Yeah.
So I mean,
wow.
That looks really good.
I get into my art really heavily, and of course cosplay. So whoever said that on a Facebook user, thank you very much for your service. Thank you for your patriotism. But that's how I just kind of normalize it. So I'm always thinking of new ways of killing in film, because I mean, it sounds terrible, but it just, you know, people like that's our niche. You know, we love horror movies and we love the gore, we love blood and guts, you know, so we want to try to figure out other unique ways of bringing something to the table that you haven't seen and wows your audience. And I've always sat here and thought, like, hey, if I'm going to write a movie, what would I want to put in there? Do a lot of research, make sure there is no horror films that have seen this before. So you're not piggybacking somebody or benchmarking. You're actually paving the way of something new and creative. So trust me, I have a lot of ideas.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely be using them probably.
And and you've done some fight choreography too.
Yeah.
I have. That's fun stuff anyway. And even done real fighting stuff like that too.
Well, yeah, I would think like you did the real fighting, and then it's like, okay, let's do it without the punches. Fewer punches.
But what's the fun in that? You know, you got to sell it.
The way your face feels the next morning.
Look at it. Does it look like it cares?
It's screaming, yes.
I guess. Oh, my face cares. It doesn't care.
Well, Cody, I'm glad you're wearing the hockey mask in this, and he's got the latex one, so you can take a couple more.
Yeah. Is your mask silicone, Clarence, or is it latex?
I'll seal your cone. But no, it's nice and squishy. It moves with your.
That's silicone, yeah.
Because I don't want to, cut off these lovely locks that I have.
Yeah.
Because I definitely ain't there.
You don't have to worry about it pulling your hair or nothing.
No, not at all.
But talking about the background with the military service going from one, it's basically Savini started as a war photographer, and that ushered him into the practical effects that create some of the looks. I'm kind of not in the same boat, but in an adjacent boat, far adjacent, back on the civilian pier. But working in news, man, just the everyday run-of-the-mill stuff that gets 20 seconds on TV. At some point, it just starts to like chew away at you. So you got to think, man, it'd be a cool way. How can you castrate someone with a machete, but not in a normal way? Just pop that in your head. Start thinking about that, and then when the next school shooting comes up, you have an escape. If you want to know why news producers drink so much, that story will probably explain a lot about that. We got Terrence Stockton giving a shout out to Clarence. Just went through some of the stills, Terrence, if you missed it, but we had a good shot of you doing some damage as Nubbins in the grind.
Nubbins.
Terrence did good. He did a good job.
Really embodied the character of Nubbins,
yeah, he did.
His dedication to it, and of course, with every film we always have some issues, and for some reason, when we were shooting some certain sets in a dark place, for some reason the audio didn't transfer.
Hmm.
I'm like, what the hell? This is the only place that we've shot that the audio didn't transfer back over to the computer. So Terrence took time out of his day to really drive all the way from Tennessee to here to my house.
Yeah, he sure did.
Some ADR for me, and then of course Cody, only thing he was so he could that whatever, and I could just kind of together. But Terrence, they'll point to come all the way from Tennessee to come do some ADR for me.
Yep.
And ADR is just the voiceover to
Add the sound,
to
yeah.
redub the sound. Yeah.
Yeah. So we still be able to use the footage and stuff. It's just we had to put the word.
It was very wet. It rained the whole weekend of filming. If you remember, Clarence.
Oh, I remember.
And Terrence fell, hit his ribs on my grandmother's porch.
Yeah.
I mean, boom! I was like, I mean, I watched him just fall. It was just like, and he was carrying one of the girls. I think it's Kelsey, and he took a hard fall and got right back up and continued on. You know, trooper.
Yeah, he definitely he took quite a spill, and like you said, Cody said he bounced off the stair.
He did. I was like, and he hit for a few minutes. He was like, but he went right back at it after that.
He was a trooper. I really appreciate it, and him kind of like dragging me around while I'm holding the camera too. So he got his, revenge back. So doing some of those point of view shots as I was the victim. So there's a lot of that in your face type stuff too. So
I mean, that's a good idea, just to have someone drag you around. That nails it.
you're right.
That's why they pay you the big bucks.
Yeah, they dragged me up over the stairs and stuff like that. Fantastic.
But and just circling back to Terrence driving from Tennessee to South Carolina to voice over lines, he wasn't paid anything, and that was his gas money. It was just to get the project done. And that's why when you get people like that, they know what the deal is. They know you don't want to these are the options. You can drive here or get that or do that. They know you're not the one putting those options on the table. It's just the way it worked out. And when people can come together and put those things aside and just get it done, and those are the type of people you want to surround yourself with in a project, which is one of the big things of like, well, when in the discussion about casting Clarence as Freddy, I defer to Cody when he was saying that, I saw his videos. He's got it. He can move. He's got the build for it. He knows what he's doing in that. It'll really make the fight scenes much better. But it was, and that was all great stuff. But there are a lot of people that you could say a similar thing about. What really made me jump like all over it was when Cody was saying, and I've worked with him before, and I know the type of guy he is, and we want these type of people like in this picture. These are the people that are going to help us get everything done and finished and make sure we're going in the direction. And that was, that was the big win for me, is getting someone who Cody's already seen in the trenches, to bad paraphrase military shit. But to see someone working when all the chips are down, getting things done the way you guys did and pulled it together, and then I'm thinking, well, let's just team them up again, have them fight each other, see how long they can get along.
I don't know. We seem like we got along pretty well, off camera, on camera, whatever. He was really easy to work with because as soon as I gave him a direction, he knew what he needed to do, and he really didn't need the direction. I just tell him, hey, this is our scene. This is what we're doing. Do it. Embody the character. If it looks like crap, we're going to do it again until it doesn't. Mm-hmm. But he really just took the character and really embodied him a little bit more than what we were normally seeing from Leatherface. So it's really like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
His side versus everybody else's side. And that's just like I said with working with Cody. And it's like I would always love to work with Cody. I've talked to him several times, offset where he's messaging me and I'm messaging him, letting him know, hey, know your worth. Don't ever undersell yourself. Always look for the next best thing because you got a lot of talent, man. Don't waste that talent because you got a lot of it.
Appreciate it.
And
Thank
that's
you.
like Terrence is the same way. He's another person I would throw out on the plate and say that he was somebody I would work with because he's not afraid of doing what is necessary and really capturing what you need. He's a stellar actor. I know he's just trying to get out there now and get his foot in the door of things, but he's definitely somebody that is being overlooked, to be quite frank. But he's definitely somebody that somebody needs to look at because he's got talent too. Just like many other people that were on the set, is like I was really happy to work with everyone on this set, other than the fact that the crap hit the fan when it did. But like Cody said, it rained the entire weekend. And it was weird because once it was over, the freaking sun comes out.
It was, yeah.
So you're done with rain shots.
The sun came out and is shining amongst us like, damn it, we couldn't screw this movie up if we wanted to. So nature couldn't do it. It's like, look, even in the movie, we didn't have rain. It didn't call for rain. Guess what we did? We wrote it in with the rain. So guess what? It's the military's form of adapt and overcome. Let's do this. We're going to make it work.
Yeah.
Because we don't know the next time we're going to be able to take this handful of people and put them in the same location.
Yep.
And that's the problem. We need to make what we have right now work in the best possible way.
And I think it was on the last day with Angel and Amy. I think we filmed what, Clarence, 20 hours. Didn't we film 20 hours that one day?
Well, I know I woke up the morning about 4 a.m, got all our stuff together, got over to set, started shooting at the Halloween Express, got that knocked out. As soon as we got all that knocked out, we went back to your grandma's house to do the dinner scene and everything. And
5 a.m. when we wrapped, I believe.
Yeah, we wrapped. It was about 5 a.m.
And Amy and Angel went back to Wilmington.
Hey.
Right. Yeah.
Like as soon as we got done filming, everybody kind of like, look, we're done. We're ready to roll. Amy and Angel hopped up in the car and took off. I mean, no sooner did we say that's a wrap. They gone because they had some things come up during the timing of shooting, and they were really cool about staying until we got done. So we worked hard as a team and stayed up as long as we could to shoot until we got done. And that's why I said everybody was really, really, really focused on wanting to get this film done, because I know there's some projects in the past that they worked on with the same names and they didn't come to fruition. And I was hell-bent and be damned if this was going to be a failed project, because I don't like going to anything with that that mentality of it's going to fail no matter we're thrown at us. But like I said, everybody was really great. We shot from 5 a.m. to 5 the next morning.
Well, yeah, it was 24 hours then. Yeah. 24 hours.
We was eating as we went.
I think Clarence, in that 24-hour shoot, I think Clarence, all he had was a donut. Wasn't it, Clarence?
Somebody had a donut at your
grandmother's, yeah.
House, and I snagged it up.
Yeah.
That's all I ate.
What when you tell people it's going to be a one-day shoot,
well, I meant
they should ask about the hours.
Yeah.
all day.
I echo the working with Cody just being so great in the roles. I guess the only note I ever have is don't let people like standing next to him when he's getting it ready to go mess with him. Because he is in character. He is getting to that place. He is playing, Leatherface or Jason or Michael Myers or whoever he's playing. He's becoming that person. And that's not like the best time to go, hey dude, what's up? Let me get a picture, or any stupid things. Or hey, dance with me. Hey, do the TikTok dance. That's it's not the stuff. It's not the time to do it. So it's always make sure he can see, or there's nothing that's sticking out that'll trip him. because your vision isn't the best behind some of the masks.
No.
But then don't let people just don't let extras stand next to them. Like, oh, they want to check out the Jason or whoever's in costume. Cool, let them check it out. But when they start coming over with putting their butts up on them or put arms around them and stuff like that, it's not the time. Because you're there, you're not doing an appearance. You're making a movie, and if you're making an appearance like we'll be doing at Fear Fest, cool. You're a humble, cool guy. You realize you're not there to kill all the people at the convention. You're there to take pictures with them and stuff. For now, yeah. Unless you don't pay us, then it happens. No, but but him getting ready for the movie, because I can just put this back real quick. I just want to go to this one thing because this jumped out at me because it's Cody. He's behind a mask. He's got a bunch of layers of different crap and stuff on him, but he's got those eyes in there, and those eyes are doing the acting. And in terms of like silent killers or mute killers, there's nobody better than Cody Huskins in 2023.
Thank you, Bill.
Definitely bodied it right there. I'm telling you, it's like I told him his direction needed to be where he came down that hallway. And I said, I need you to really sell this scene for me. And this was actually him coming out of another doorway. And that look of, whatever's in front. I don't want to say anything too much, but whatever's in front of me is not going to be a happy camper.
but that look 5 minutes before he gave that look on camera is not the time to try to get him to do the big bank TikTok challenge. No. Yeah. Find your times for that.
No.
Did you show him the video of where you were standing in the Halloween Express and I came up creeping up behind you and started going?
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't show Matt.
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
just creeping up behind him when I think Adam was supposed to be taking a picture and he actually ended up taking a video.
Yeah, that was funny.
I looked more of it than he did.
Now that building is demolished. Did you know that?
Yeah,
how it's demolished. Yeah, leveled.
Yeah,
Adam. So they like it.
Adam told me about that. He because that's when we was getting into the issues about certain things. But I was like, even if we do a reshoot, the building is not there. So
we had to. Yeah, because
we're going to have to deal with it. So because now we don't have a location no more. It's gone.
So we had to get it done.
Yeah, we had to get it done because I didn't know the building was going to be tore down.
I didn't either. When Adam sent me that video of them leveling the building, I was like in shock because they talked about like reopening like another story in it or something.
I mean, there was nothing.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It's gone.
That room that we filmed in, there was blood everywhere.
Maybe that's what. Maybe they're on the fence about rebuilding. Oh God, no!
I've seen that, yeah, because we left that. We left it like that.
Yeah, the guy who was actually renting it out for the Halloween Express, just leave it. His name is Chris, by the way. Chris was a fantastic person to let us run the Halloween Express as the back room and stuff. And he goes, one day he came in and says, "What? No blood? I wanted blood. I wanted to see it." So, okay, well, we'll make sure.
Yeah, next time we sure had it. That's for sure.
Well, we didn't want to, overstep our bounds, but we still is going to make it bloody without being, disrespectful.
Yeah, yeah.
But he says, "No, disrespect it." We're like, so we did that. The next day we came in there, and I don't think there was a tile on that floor that was not touched by blood.
No, it's all just covered, the walls and everything.
And oddly enough, 2 months later, the building was torn down.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah,
doing the demolition thought if they even went in that room. So all that crap is laying there. Like, well, that don't look good. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this evidence before the police tell us that we can't demolish this building. So it was comical.
Well, guys, we've kind of broken some big news. Clarence Adams playing Freddy and Freddy versus Jason Dreamscape. That's the guy right there. This is the team. These guys will be in costume, beating each other senseless at all hours of the night.
I'm gonna win, bro. I'm just letting you know that.
We'll see.
Size doesn't matter. Just you beat this squitch. Don't worry about me.
Be a good fight.
I know. I'm trained. I'm very trained. So this
Yeah,
Freddy background. I mean, you know, whatever. I'll make it say it happen. I come at you like a spider monkey on Mountain Dew. No. You got one blade. I got 4.
Hey, Clarence, who made your glove?
Whoever made it.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I didn't know there's so many independent Freddy glove makers out there. I didn't know.
I'm not sure who actually made this one. But I mean, it fits nice.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks very good.
Ooh, can I pick your nose, Cody? Yeah. Nice glove.
Yeah, that looks awesome. That looks like from part 3, maybe, is it?
I think it's it's a part 3.
Okay.
Because it came
That.
with a nice, convenient little stand that has the number on it. Part 3.
Yep. I was right. I recognized it.
Good eye. Good eye. So you know with that, right? It's a part 3 glove.
Okay, we're going to.
Nightmare on Elm Street is the one that stands out that you enjoyed the most, Clarence.
Oh yeah, the one where he just comes out of the TV has been, because I actually talked to Robert England not long ago, and actually sold him one of my chairs up there.
Really?
So the thing is like I had a good conversation with him, because when I was showing him my chairs off and showing him my artwork, he says, you know, you should sell those. I was like, well, I kind of do. And he says, well, I need your card. So we started talking, and one of the ones that came up, he said, hey, what was your favorite scene out of, you know, the Nightmare on Elm Street? So I was like, well, my favorite one would have to be where you were basically like a TV set and you shoved her into and welcome to prime time, bitch.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. He was wanting to know if I could basically, you know, showcase that in a chair. I can make it happen. You know,
That's cool.
He said he would definitely be interested in it if I can make that happen on that. So one of these days where I'm not like tied up and I can actually do some research and development on it and put it together, he'd be probably the first one's going. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, you make a Freddy chair for Freddy. That's
why? No.
3 Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 is probably my favorite. The Dream Warriors.
well, yeah. I think that's mine too. But that's the one with the TV.
Yeah, it was prime time, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Prime time, bitch.
That was good.
You know, that's my.
There's the Freddy voice. You should play Freddy in a movie. That's good.
But I'm just saying that was my favorite scene out of the whole movie. I mean, a lot of people look at it like, it's cheesy, but that's what it was about. I love the cheesiness of it. Minus the pizza where he stuck the little meatball.
Yeah. That was a good one too.
Yeah. But it worked though. It was effective. Good movies.
Yeah. Do you have? Is there a Jason kill that comes to mind from any of the Jason movies? For
me,
yeah, it might be because I know it. I always kind of say this: don't count the sleeping bag. But if it's not the sleeping bag, cool. If it is, say something else. But
everybody likes.
Yeah, that's one of those. That goes without saying. You know.
Yeah, but
like apple pie and ice cream too. What the hell else? Oh, you're unique.
Who doesn't like the sleep? I mean, Cody asked me to do that scene so he can have it done and I can photograph it. You know. So
yeah.
So And I told him I could because, you know, I do some stellar pictures or videos. Of, I can make it happen if you want to remake it. But I don't think there's really one that stands out that much to me that like, hey, you know, this is something that, you know, it just sticks to me.
Mm.
But other than the cheesy old sleeping bag, because I love the sleeping bag.
No one's going to argue though. You can't argue. Like people even say, "Oh, my favorite kill is where there's two girls in the sleeping bag." It's like, you know, great. How do you feel about three girls in the sleeping bag? Okay, cool. Now we know what we have to do.
About 10 girls in the sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Cody, do your curls, man.
Yeah.
We'll get smaller girls, but there'll still be a bunch.
But no, it's like I personally a lot of the Jason movies. I love all the Jason movies, and there's not really a kill that really stands out to me to say that here's a wow factor for me, because a lot of, to me, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not dissing them. It's like it's pretty much like kind of the same routines, but it's just like they all have Jason's signature on it, you know, and it's just it doesn't really stand out as much with the comical gimmicks like Freddy, you know. Because, you know, you get the strong silent type that doesn't really say nothing to kind of make it stand out, like, oh, hey, welcome to prime time, you know, those stupid things that make it stand out, as much as seeing him grab the fucking sleeping bag and just and beating it across the tree.
I mean, but Jason can get last when he does this. Because, you know, part 6, when that arm got ripped off, man.
Yeah, and he's
comedy
looking
gold.
at it. Yeah.
Jason can do it without cursing.
Because he's a mama's boy. And
Oh, here we go.
I mean, we gotta throw the barbs out, right?
When I go ahead and be on set, I'm gonna make sure I bring some floaties so you can get deep in.
Terrence has got that's another good one. The Julius kill from Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah,
knocks his head off.
Who even likes Manhattan?
I like the kills in Manhattan are good.
They are
aside from the movie, it's a good movie.
Yeah, and the ending of it.
Yeah, aside from the beginning and the ending, and going from a lake to the Hudson to New York City, and but aside from those parts, right? Good movie.
Yeah, it's Jason. I mean, it's Kane Hodder. So
the visuals, the flying V.
Yeah, that's a good kill. I like
good
that
kills. One. The sauna room, the stone, the rock through the guy's chest. Whatever he did to those rapey drug dealer types. Yeah, it was fun times.
The only thing that really sticks out really with the Manhattan one is where they're beatboxing on the damn Times Square, and he comes up and kicks it.
Kicks the
Then lifts up his mask.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
it's fantastic, and you don't even have to wear the mask.
Because I think it was when you did find out, because this is how old I am, but when you're like, oh my God, he's going to be in Manhattan, he's going to kill like 1 million people. There's just people everywhere. And he was beelining, which it made more sense, because I think ultimately with that movie, the reason why it sucked so much, everyone hated that it was on the boat so much. Yeah, it was on the boat because they cut the budget. And when you were going to shoot in Madison Square Garden, now you're going to shoot in this, roof in Vancouver. You take your hits.
Walking down the street, killing people that I meet.
I mean, it was the '80s. You could have gotten away with that. It wasn't like when when New York became Mickey Mouse Land.
No,
when I was a kid, it was the scariest place in the world.
Yeah,
my grandmother would take me into the city, and she'd like, "Don't touch the guardrail, you'll get AIDS." And I never touched the guardrail.
Oh God,
I was definitely afraid of it.
Gosh,
you want to scare? Yeah, that's how you get the AIDS. What? Yeah. So on a lighter note, it's speaking of Child's Play, we've got some birthdays when I just want to get out there for people planning your week around horror icons and their birthdays. The first one we have up is you guys big Child's Play fans?
Yeah, I would just now finished the series after when did it come out? Year before last.
Yep, it's in its second season.
Yeah,
Alex Vincent.
Yeah, and I hung out with Alex at Mad Monster Party. When was that? 4 or 5 years ago.
I did too.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
There you
Played
And,
Andy Barclay.
He was pretty lit whenever I was hanging out with him, but he's a cool guy. And
I mean, give it up for the child stars, you know.
he's actually a really good actor as he's gotten older.
Oh yeah.
He just he went into it, but he played, of course, the Andy Barclay, you know, his best friend till the end, and 4 movies, 1 TV series, but not really a lot outside of that. But yeah, as he's gotten older, he's gotten better. And we're waiting.
His acting's real. I told him, I said, man, you, because I think The Cult of Chucky just come out, and he was in it, and I told him, I said, man, you are a really good actor. And he's like, man, I appreciate it. You know, he's like I said, he was like lit, and he was like, you know, been hanging out at the bar all night.
That's got to be a weird childhood, you know, no matter how normal you try to make it. If you're the kid from Chucky, not only just you're the kid in the Chucky movies, but you're famous at 3, like world famous at that age. That you're probably able to hold your liquor pretty good if you're internationally known by the time you're in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Another big one coming out, and here's someone that I'm excited to meet at Fear Factory, Derek Mears.
Fear Fest.
That's my
Yes,
brother right there.
he is. That is quite a promo picture for him. Of course, Swamp Thing, which was shot in Wilmington, played the Swamp Thing in that. That's what this trailer's for.
How
But
long
then-
has that come out?
Yeah,
Swamp Thing?
it only went 1 season. I think it kind of COVID kind of killed it.
Oh, like I said, I've never even seen the trailer for it.
I think it was supposed to be on. Was HBO has a DC stuff?
Yeah.
But I love the movie when it came out. You know, it's definitely not as good when you watch it as an adult. But Swamp Thing, the original, was good. But I got no qualms with the way he played Jason in the remake. It made sense for the movie because they were trying to jam in 4 movies into one and make it all.
I
make
agree.
sense.
Yeah,
I think he did an excellent job playing Jason in the remake. A couple other things. Got his start as an improv comedic actor. He's done some brief stints in comedy. He was on the Holliston TV show. Done some other things like that. And then, did you guys see the Munsters reboot Rob Zombie did a couple months ago?
I have not.
no,
Yeah,
I
most
haven't
people
watched
missed it. The late Grandpa Al Lewis from the Munsters Car 54, and he got Howard Stern fined by the FCC for telling the FCC to go fuck themselves on air. He's dead, but if he wasn't dead, he'd be celebrating a birthday coming up.
You'd be an awesome person for doing that for FCC.
Yes, so he got up there. He's like, "We know why we're all here. We're here to say fuck the FCC." Oh, damn! And then Howard immediately tries to grab the microphone away from him because he knows what's coming. The big one I wanted to get to. It's May 1st will be the anniversary of Part 2 coming out, which is the first time Jason gets some kills on screen. Also, you had the Steve Dash, Warrington Gillette. It's a controversy. Warrington Gillette was credited as Jason. Warrington Gillette played Jason in one of the final scenes. Most of the rest of the time, it was Steve Dash. Steve Dash was the one in the in Jason's house where he's getting hit, and I think it was something where his fingernail fell out. He got hit in the hand so hard. So Steve Dash took all those lumps, but originally it was Warrington Gillette credited. They went back and kind of comboed it or recognized Steve Dash. So 2 Jasons in that movie. Cody, you got to meet Warrington Gillette, right?
Yeah, I hung out with Warrington Gillette. I think it was like 5 years ago at a con, and me and him became friends and actually started chatting with each other even after the con was over, on Facebook and stuff like that. And as a matter of fact, my friend John that runs Doomsday Crypt, he ran into Warrington at a con, and John told Warrington, said, "I'm friends with Cody Huskins. Warrington's like, "Oh yeah, man, I like him. He's a cool guy. Tell him I said hey." So I became friends with Warrington from that one weekend of hanging out with him. He's a cool guy. I really enjoyed it. He's very cool. He's a funny guy. Got a good sense of humor. And
Yeah, I'm just my
hung out.
internet's not working today.
But I hung out with Steve Dash.
You did?
okay, did you really?
Yeah.
What was he like?
I never did get to meet him. I wish I could have before he passed.
Or he tried to cut my head off with a machete.
So he liked you.
Yeah, but no, he was a really, really cool guy. And I mean, when I got to talk to him and stuff, and on a personal level, was when he was kind of talking about because I was working for him at one of the conventions and stuff, and we kind of ran into each other. We talked, and he was talking about some of his issues with his legs because he's diabetic, and I know I spoke to him several times on Instagram after we hung out for a good long time, and I knew he said he was going to the hospital and ended up getting one of his legs amputated because of his diabetes, and it wasn't shortly after that his health declined even more, and his family reached out to me because he knows that me and him were talking, and he passed away in December, and I was like really devastated, but I think he was like one of the last ones who signed my Jason painting that I had over here on the wall.
Oh, cool. Well, let me move the screens around a little bit.
There we go. But that Jason painting right there is signed by Ken Kurtzinger, Steve Dash, CJ Graham, Kane Hodder, and Derek Mears.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
now I love that they got to feature him in the Jason Brooks Vengeance fan film. He got to play the sheriff, and he had some really good lines. It was great to see him. They called him the real Jason. He's got the line where he's arguing with the TV crew. I'm the real Jason. That was good stuff. The last thing before we move on from part 2, is Paul alive, Cody, or is he dead?
Paul, the guy that played Paul?
No, the guy who played Paul's alive, but the character in the movie Paul.
Oh, at the very end.
Yeah, is he dead or is he alive?
When she's like, "Where's Paul? Where's Paul?"
Yeah.
Me growing up as a kid, even watching that scene and everything, I always thought he was alive, and he was and they had him in another ambulance or something. That's what I thought. Now it could be the opposite. He could have been dead. But me growing up, I always thought he was alive, but he was, somewhere else.
he could be the new Jason.
Yeah, I mean, I think they always had to kind of write it like that. Like, yeah, maybe he's the Jason.
Yeah.
I think that's a film we can explore later.
Muffin came, I thought Muffin was the dead dog in the woods. And then Muffin came at the doors. That was weird, So I guess it wasn't Muffin that was dead in the woods. You remember that part, Bill?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been like a rabbit or something because the dude was, needing to eat and all that stuff. But yeah, part 2, May 1st, 1982. So we're celebrating an anniversary. There are a lot of Friday the 13th. It's not that we have Freddy on for the first time and then we just inundate him with Friday the 13th trivia and stuff. It just kind of worked out like that because another, I don't say a big one. The first one, Ari Lehman,
Yeah.
the first person to ever play Jason, is celebrating a birthday on May 2nd. Let me get this picture up. Which, it's always fun when you see the picture of like all the Jasons together, and then you see Ari Lyman. He's like, I don't know, 5'6", and everyone else played Jason as the adult. He's got the band First Jason, which he's done a good amount with his celebrity, is playing Jason and then kind of being a guy that makes it work. And essentially he was in a Sean Cunningham movie playing a soccer player, and when they needed a kid, they just kind of grabbed him because Tom Savini liked the way his head looked. Fast forward 40 years, and he's at conventions.
Yeah.
Power's Tom Savini making your head. And then the last on the Friday the 13th train is Amy Steele, the final girl from Part 2, also in the original April Fool's Day. Jenny, not Jenny, May 3rd. So, excuse me, celebrating her. And then the last one I'm going to bring up before we can call it is Carrie Fisher on May the 4th, which is Star Wars Day. She's getting her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She passed away a couple of years ago. Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher. She did other stuff, but I'm sorry, we're our age. She's Princess Leia. That's all she is.
Yeah.
Fantastic, or General Leia, or whoever. But so it's good to see her get the star on the Walk of Fame. But yeah, guys, Clarence, thank you so much for joining us tonight and joining us on the project. And look forward to working with you. Of course, Carolina Fear Fest is going to be a fun time. We'll all be there. We'll have a table going. We'll have a panel. Probably we'll have the previews. It'll be a lot of fun stuff. Cody's working out the schedule of what he's going to be in costume, so people will be able to know ahead of time.
And I'll be in my Leatherface costume too, taking pictures with people.
Yeah.
Mears.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Cody, you got any last words?
No, well, I mean, I just want to congratulate Clarence on with his hard work and determination. It's got him where he's at right now, and he's going to be doing big things. And I can't wait for him to see him as Freddy. It's going to be good. It's going to be a pretty damn good thing.
And Cody, I gotta say, look at his background. Okay, now look at your background. Okay, now look at his background. Now look at your background. Okay, cool.
Well, I got my Bloody Valentine, and I have a Huskins Horror Studios banner.
You do. It is you. The background flare.
I think it fits.
Doubled.
I think it fits. Oh, I know. He's got me beat. He's got by a long shot. Yeah, look at that. Damn, I don't have.
Oh, that's Roy got a cowboy hat. That's nice. It's a random thing people notice when you do the pen. That's so. To be honest, we're getting the tour now. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Like, I'll be honest, I just keep my shit in the dark because I haven't built my office. I haven't put the walls on my office yet, so I can't be. Oh, here we go.
Wow, man.
Also got
and that's the Adam West. Yeah. Oh shit, you got it, man,
dude.
They even got the Grinch.
We should have started with the tour.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool looking. Oh, okay.
Look at that Batman.
Damn, that's Michael Keaton.
No, I think that's
that
Val
Val
Kilmer.
Kilmer? Wait, no, look at the nipples. That's George Clooney.
Batman Forever.
Yeah, nipples is Clooney.
Yeah.
Damn, you got a good amount of mannequins.
And then.
Oh gosh, man, you got you a museum going there. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and then of course my. But no, this is just the extension of the office. But then you have all this too, because I do music. I play a lot of music.
Oh, that's cool.
Then when I don't have my backdrop up, I have my drum set up. So
there you go. Dual use space.
Too much. Too much.
Yeah, I've got a garage full of boxes because I've been like renting, and then I finally got to a spot where I got a house, and now it's like, well, got to get all this shit out of the boxes because that one day when you get a house and you're going to put all this stuff up, yeah. So I've just reorganized the boxes, but I've got to. Basically, I've got an unfinished third floor with no heat or air. So I'm gonna just test it out with fans this summer, see if it can work. Is that your guy? Is that your
Is
original?
that your original clown?
Yeah, this is my Bash the Clown.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
I painted this myself.
yeah. That,
Like, I'll be honest with you. The way, if I'm reading the tea leaves right, having a homicidal clown character in your bag is not going to be a bad thing.
no.
No, especially see, I have a homicidal clown that's in body armor. So
Well, it's good to wear protection. It's good to be protected.
you know how many people hate clowns? Yeah, because I actually have armor sitting right here on one of those little thingamajigs. You know? Right there.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's one of those, like, if you can't, you always kind of in the back of your mind, you're at a haunt. It's like, well, I could beat the guy. Oh no,
Yeah.
that's not going to do any good.
You all know what that stands for, correct? The Dilligath. Do I look like fuck? That's what. So, my character has 3 different types of costumes. One's tactical out, looks like the SWAT team that carries an AR-15 and all these magical things. And then another one is basically like your typical clown, but it has body armor like a concealed vest, but it wears it on the outside of a dress shirt and a tie, and it's got a Punisher skull on the front of it, but it looks like my clown mask. And then it says Bash on the back of it.
Huh.
And then I have an Irish one since I'm Scotch Irish. I have the traditional Celtic garb with the kilt and everything. So
I think it'd be if you could rock some face paint every once in a while. That'd be really nutty. When he just gets into full Braveheart or something.
yeah,
that is some cool shit, man. But Clarence,
Yeah,
it's going to be a
that's
blast
awesome.
working with you, man. I
Yeah.
want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching, and we're going to have more to come on that. But Clarence Adams is our Freddy Krueger and Freddy versus Jason Dreamscape. We've got the trailer for The Grind premiering at Carolina Fear Fest in Raleigh coming up in less than a month, and Brett Wagner will be there, Cody will be there, Clarence will be there, maybe some more people. But it'll definitely be a fun time to check out and hang. And honestly, I don't care if you just make the drive just to hang out with us at the booth. That's fine. It's an entertaining bunch.
I'll make fun of you, smack your.
Do all the things.
That's it.
Don't bring. And I'll feel offended because it looks like Freddy Krueger's face, but whatever. Bring it in. Have something good on. Put pineapple on it.
It's just okay. You're off the film now. That's some bullshit. But guys, thanks so much, and everyone out there, just keep it tuned. We'll appreciate all the comments and everything. We'll have updates as they come, but we'll see you again next week.
All right. See you guys. Have a good night.